Happy 100 subscribers, everyone! This channel has been around for about 2 years now, roughly 125 videos, and it's all thanks to you. If it wasn't for Catastrophe, this channel wouldn't even have existed. That's not a joke. He pushed more for me to review MLP stuff as well as movies. Obviously, only one of those survived. I let him in on it later, as well as start reviewing his Haunting Hour stuff, and it's because of those reviews that we are actually here. So, thank you. Thank you all. Thanks a bunch, even. If you want to see what we do in our off time when we're not reviewing, go check out our gaming channel, which is actually the first channel we made. Did you really need to plug your gaming channel? Probably trying to get more subs over there. After all, he does put quite a bit of work into that, and it was the first channel. Plus, he does love video games. What are you two doing here? Well, it is your 100 subscriber special, and we are a part of the channel too, despite being other versions of you. Way to be creative. What are you, an MLP writer? Hey, not all MLP writers are bad. Christine Sonko and Joanna Lewis are pretty good, as well as some of the earlier episodes of the series. So I'll get to the topic at hand. I'm reviewing not only the first episode of MLP that I've ever watched, but also my favorite episode. You read the title. It's A Canterlot Wedding. Really? That's your favorite episode? And your first one? Yes, I'll give a little backstory though. It was a dark summer night / early morning. I was watching Minecraft videos by the Yogscast, back when they were good, and I randomly saw a short pony video in my listing. I still question how it actually got there, but it was a short montage of pony clips from the episode I'm reviewing today. Then I watched some of those clips, and was surprised when I saw this scene.
I'm sorry. You will
be. Yeah, I was shocked that My Little Pony did that, so I had to watch the episode myself, and I liked it. It holds a special place in my heart, but I'm sure all you people who watch my reviews have seen the episode and know what happens, so I'll let Femwolf be brief. Thanks. Way to shove me into the spotlight. So, Twilight learns that a wedding is going on and is getting shoved into working for it by Celestia. Apparently, not only does Twilight have a brother who's the captain of the Royal Guard, but he's getting married to a princess who turned out to be Twilight's full sitter. Wait, didn't Twilight have no friends when she was young though? I guess the writers have different origin stories for Twilight. Anyways, Twilight does quite a bit for this supposed stressful wedding, and realizes that the Cadence with shining armor isn't the real Cadence from her childhood. Nobody believes her, of course, because they all focus on planning for the wedding, like they should be. However, Twilight has one of her dumbest ideas ever. To expose Cadence for being a fake, she just up and confronts her at the wedding practice. This fails hard, and also leads to not only her brother and friends abandoning her, but Celestia, her mentor. Alone, Twilight is confronted with fake Cadence, despite her running out and sends her off to what I first thought was hell. Of course, they would actually never do that, but instead she's in the caves beneath Canterlot, a location that inspired me to think about Celestia being evil in the first place, and also a location I used in my incomplete fanfiction. Twilight almost attacks the real Cadence and helps her escape, in which the two confront the fake Cadence. Turns out, fake Cadence is Queen Chrysalis, played by Kathleen Barr. Kathleen Barr playing a succubus? Never seen that before. Of course, they end up defeating her in the end with the power of love and whatnot, and we get some jokes and a song at the end. Best recap you've ever done. Totally not confusing in the slightest. But where was Starlight Glimmer? Celestia knows that we can't have an episode without her camoing or shoehorned into the plot somehow. This was before Starlight was ever created, back when the writers had some interesting plots but still had to make ways for lessons to be involved. This, however, didn't have a lesson. And it was a great episode. I think your nostalgia goggles are on again. Oh right. Now they're turned off. And it's still a great episode. I know it is not without fault, but I still love this episode. Yes, it's the first episode I watched, so it holds a special place for me, but I still like it. It gave us a new Alicorn, some insight into Twilight's family, and her past, and a good villain. Sadly, these episodes didn't have a lot of lines for the other characters though. It was mostly Twilight and Cadence. The relationship Twilight had with Cadance was also pretty interesting as well, which helped Twilight realize there was something wrong in the first place. Despite her friends not believing her, Twilight continued her investigation. It gave some character to her, a character that was also soon forgotten. Cadance was not only said to be kind and fun, but it was also shown, as well as her brainwashing people to fall back in love. What about Chrysalis? She was a pretty good villain in this episode. Despite her genius idea of warning Canterlot about an attack, first off, she's a succubus, or a demon that draws in love or has sex from its unsuspecting victim, which are usually men. Chrysalis disguised herself to get the love from Shining Armor while keeping the real one in the caves underneath Canterlot. Not only that, but she almost got Twilight to kill the real Cadance. Yes, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, warping the minds of characters to try to murder other ponies. Don't forget her plan was to invade Canterlot and take over, presumably. Not only was Chrysalis a pretty good villain who comes back after about 3 or 4 seasons, but Cadance was also an interesting character. She would help restore love between ponies, but also looked after Twilight when she was young. She was taken out off screen and was left for dead, since when we see her, her hair was messy, she was weak, and was most likely without any kind of food, water, or sunlight. But she was willing to get out and try to push the minecart to meet up with Shining Armor despite all of the disadvantages. Not only were the new characters good alongside some fitting voices, but the songs were also pretty good. This Day and Aria was beautiful. You had 2 characters singing the same beat but different words, and it was handled well. Twilight's song about her becoming distant from her Oni-chan was pretty good, but Love is in Bloom wasn't as great as the other 2. It was alright though. But this episode is gonna score a 9 out of 10. Yes, I have a certain bias to it. But despite that, the plot was still good, the characters were good, and the songs were beautiful. Anyways, that's Wolf's review of his favorite episode. Soon he should be reviewing a new series, but not on his usual episode by episode basis. But we also like to thank all of you for subscribing to us and liking our content. As of now, the review of Lily D is our highest viewed video of both channels at more than 25,000 views. It is actually amazing. Until then, we're Wolf, and we'll see you all later. Bye bye!